In the Unresolved Problem segment tonight, Donald Trump and the female vote. According to the most recent Fox News poll of registered voters, 67% of women nationally have an unfavorable opinion of him. However, Trump leads his GOP rivals among Republican women with 43% support. But winning over women nationwide poses a huge hurdle for Trump in the general election. So why the problem and what can he do to overcome it? Joining us now to analyze, Fox News contributor Monica Crowley. All right, so Donald Trump on the GOP side is leading his competitors among women. The female vote, he gets 43%. That doesn't translate nationally in a general.
Right. He's got a lot of very passionate support, but he undoubtedly has a serious problem with women. Like Hillary Clinton has a serious problem with voters under 30. This is Donald Trump's Achilles heel. In the 20 primary contests that we've had so far, Eric, Donald Trump has won 12 of those contests with women. But the primary audience is much different than the general electorate. It's a completely different animal. And there he's got a problem, because that poll you just cited is not an outlier. There have been a number of recent polls showing his unfavorability with women is skyward. I mean, it's like 60, 70%. So he's got a lot of work to do.
So he can't make it up, let's say, with his overwhelming favorability among men, white men.
Not enough. No, look. Women tend to vote Democrat anyway, so regardless of who the Republican candidate is, he is going to have a tough time winning over enough women to score that margin.
What does he do to change that unfavorable 67%?
Well, I think he's got to do a couple of things. First, he's got to take a political Hippocratic oath, meaning first, do no more harm. And that means stop attacking female journalists, stop attacking women more broadly, lay off that. Then the second thing I think that he needs to do is make it clear that every issue is a woman's issue. Talk about jobs, talk about a growing economy, talk about pro-growth economic policies, talk about national security, talk about freedom. Women, by and large, want a strong leader. Donald Trump is selling strength, so he has that going for him, but I think he needs to lay off the women's
When does he do that?
attacks.
If he's doing very well and he's winning and he's leading in delegates and whatnot, with the current strategy, when does he pivot to the general election strategy?
You know, his candidacy has been interesting, Eric, because throughout this campaign, he's had moments where he's pivoted. So he's been saying nice things about Planned Parenthood. He's been saying nice things to a general audience. And then he'll go back because he realizes that he's still in a primary contest and he's still in the fight for his life, particularly with Ted Cruz here. I think with women, though, I think it behooves him to lay off the women-specific attacks. Not on Hillary, though. He should continue training his fire on her. But more generally, start talking about issues that resonate with all voters, including women.
But attacks? Which attacks are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about our colleague Megyn Kelly. I'm talking about some of the other things that he has said in the past. Look, I think there's an argument for Trump to make when it comes to women, saying, look, I have said some things in the past that are considered insensitive, even offensive to a lot of women. But I will say this, there's a difference between words and actions. And if I'm going to run against Hillary Clinton, well, her husband has actually been accused of abusing women in a whole range of ways.
I'm guessing he's got that in his pocket and he's waiting to play that card.
And he is unafraid. Look, if she is the candidate, Eric, Donald Trump is actually a Republican candidate who wants to win the presidency. We've had a number of candidates in the past who have been dicey on that question. He doesn't care who she is or that she's a woman.
I want to play a soundbite where he addressed a punishment for women who have abortions, and let's talk about it after you listen to it.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know. That I don't know. That
well, why not?
Know. I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
Frankly, I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
So clearly that would be for the primary rather than a general election, that comment.
Well,
but whether he changes it or walks that back, doesn't matter at this point. Is that what he's doing? He's still trying to lock down a primary?
Well, let's be clear about the context. He was talking about if, for whatever reason, a Supreme Court in the future overturns Roe versus Wade and abortion as a federal matter is illegal. Right. And let's not get into, we'll go back to the states and all the states would make it legal anyway. But he was talking about if it ever became illegal, would there be punishment involved there? And look, I'm sure he's going to clean up this comment. He usually does. But this is what I mean about women. He has a lot of constituencies with him. He has got enormous crossover.
What does he do? The man is asked the question. He will answer almost any question.
Right.
I mean, it's almost impossible to get Hillary Clinton in this building or to sit down with an interview. Brett Baier gets one in the last, I don't know, 8 months. He'll go anywhere, this guy, and then he'll answer the question.
Yeah.
Does he stop answering the question?
He'll take all comers. No, that's part of his strength. And look, regardless of whether you're talking about the female vote or whether you're talking about his campaign manager now and this controversy, Donald Trump's brand is as a fighter. That's where he derives his strength. That's where he derives his political appeal. He always stays on offense. So even when he sort of backpedals on maybe a comment like this or tries to clarify, he always stays on offense, and that is winning him this race.
Some sound advice from Monica Crowley. Monica, thank you very much.